All right, guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Wande. It's good to have you here. Today's video is the final part of my video on workplace culture shocks that I experienced while working in the UK. Let's go straight into the video. It is very likely that you will meet bullies at the workplace. Very like they're everywhere. My brother is a nurse. He tells me about they're everywhere. They're in all the sectors. You will meet bullies, grown bullies, old bullies, bullies in their 40s and their 50s that never changed. So when you meet people like that, you cannot just be leaving jobs because of people. It's even stressing you as well. The way you apply for jobs there is very stressful. You just keep submitting this one, filling an application form. Sometimes it's stressful. I don't blame some people that just stay at a particular job because, but me, I don't even mind. I was filling all the forms, but sometimes like, I want a job. You have sent me 10 pages form to start filling, explaining all my life, explain the gap between this year and this year. What were you doing in so and so year? Da, 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 da. So their job process is very stressful. So that's why some people just get, once they get the job, they just stay there. I don't blame them. But when you meet bullies, it's not for you to now be running away from them, because even where you are running to, you will still meet them there. They are there. Some of them are young, some of them are old. It's not even an age thing. Don't respond to bullying with emotions. It will not work. It will not work, especially when you're not white. I'm just going to put it like that. If you're white, maybe you can cry, it will work. If you're an immigrant, don't use emotions. You will not get far by calling someone a bully. Oh, you're a bully, you're racist, you're this. They will just say that you're emotionally unstable and that you cannot control your emotions. They will say maybe you need to take a break. You are the one that will take a break. Your bully will be working. It's you that will take a break. So how you handle bullying is that you report it to your management, and not in a way where, oh, I'm so sad, they're making me cry, it's report it in a way that what they are doing is affecting your productivity at work, because they are paying you. They want you to give your 100%, right? So you have to report it in a way that this person did this to me and this is how it has affected my work, and I don't think I cannot work under these circumstances. They will now say that, okay, this one is no more like an emotional thing, or this one is actually serious, right? They will now want to address it. And once they address it, I promise you that their behavior will change. They will still be talking about you maybe behind your back or anything, no, but you see that one they do in your presence, or the one they do to you, they will not try it again, because now you have involved management. They now already have, let me call it, they have like a case already. So if anything happens more, you can always refer to the fact that, remember when I reported this. So they like to do things, but they like to do it in secret. So when they bully you, they don't want it to be, they don't want to be called bullies. So once that confrontation, once you've done that, where you've called them to a meeting and you've said it to their faces, they relax. They don't have that mind to continue bullying. They will still do some things, but they will not have that mind to continue, doing the things that they were doing that got to you in the first place. So when you're reporting bullying, don't report it emotionally. Report it, use sense, tact. Tell them that, look at this, look at what these people are doing. They're affecting my work. They too, they don't want to be paying you money for doing nothing. They want to pay you money for doing your work, and they want you to work very well. So once you start telling them that something is not making you work well, I promise you they will address it. So focus on their actions and not name calling. Don't call them names. Focus on the action and how it is impacting your work. You see, lashing out emotionally in that country, it will look like you have mental issues, and it's not the best. You will look like a crazy person. Don't do it. And doing that can make that job uncomfortable for you. If you lash out at a job, it's always hard to come back from that. People will just have that mindset. They will just have that image of you in their head. That's why I was watching one video. A Nigerian lady, she was telling parents that no matter what is done to your child at school, try to talk about it in a reasonable way. Say, if you go to the school to shout, say you don't even know what you've done to your child. Like, you've made them, they now look at the child like the child has an unstable parent, a mentally unstable parent. And now what they did to your child is not recorded because it's very passive. But they have video of you, because they have CCTV everywhere. They have video of you coming to shout in school. And if anything happens, they will play that video. They will say you are mentally unstable. And I agree with her. So that country is not where you go and be doing, I will show you. When I get there, I will show. Yeah, you go lose. Don't try it. Don't even try. Don't go that way. Don't go that route at all. You see, emotional outbursts, avoid it as much as you can. If you are feeling very emotional, you can excuse yourself. And that's why I like that country. You can tell them, look, I'm feeling a certain way. Once they even see it in your face, I need to take 5 minutes. They will let you go. You can use that time to go and shout outside. Say whatever you need to say. Then gather your thoughts, organize yourself, then call for a meeting where you can express whatever is wrong with you. avoid emotional outbursts at all costs. You see the amount of change that you need to go through to actually survive in the UK workplace. After I sat down and I realized this, I was like, there's no way. I can't do this to myself. Because you might be like, oh, I'll just pretend. You want to pretend for how long? When you do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. By the time you look at yourself, you give yourself 5 years, look at yourself in the next 5, 10 years, you will not recognize who you're seeing. The parts of you that you knew are now like broken pieces. And I was like, there's no way I can do that to myself. I'm not doing that to myself. Because if you want to be somebody in that UK, you have to adapt to the culture. You have to assimilate the culture. And you will change. Let nobody deceive you and say you can pretend. You will change. You need to ask yourself, am I ready to change? Am I ready to become a different person? Or maybe I will not change. Maybe I will just be working, getting whatever jobs I can, doing the bare minimum, and maybe eventually I'll be able to branch out on my own, maybe start a business. But even if you start a business, you still need all these things I've talked about. You still need it, because who is going to be your customer? Except you're starting a business that is targeting only your people, which, how do you want to make money from that? So if you're targeting a business that actually is for everybody, you still need to learn the culture. So you can't escape it. You have to assimilate the culture. You just have to. But you one day I don't want to change. I want to be myself. I want to do this. Do you want to level up, or you just want to stay at a particular position? Aside from leveling up, do you want to keep your job, or do you want to lose your job? So you have to ask yourself, what do I want? And that would help you know to what extent, because at some point I had to learn some of these things that I'm telling you, right? I had to learn it, but I knew to what degree. I only apply it when it's absolutely necessary. Like I just made sure that I wasn't doing it like 247. When I see that if I do this one, I'll get away with it, I will not do it. You understand? So you just have to ask yourself, like, okay, to what extent can I assimilate? To what level am I going to go? 400, or maybe 30 or 40? But you have to find a middle ground. You cannot say, I'm just going to be myself. I'm just going to be myself. Will work? It will not work. Another advice that I would give anybody that's working in the UK is to prioritize your mental health and prioritize your health. There's no point hustling and then dying. Like, what's the point, right? So make sure you're getting enough rest. Some of you won't even eat well. You'll be eating McDonald's, eating rubbish, and then you'll be working for hours. I think personally, 40, 50, maybe 55 hours in a week max. Why are you doing 70 hours a week? When do you rest? When do you sleep? Just take care of yourself. You are replaceable. You are very replaceable. If anything happens to you today, oh Lord, you are gone, and the company moves on. Do you know how many stories I'm tired of seeing stories of lost Sibisha, slum. This one went to this place, she slept, she did not wake up, and it's always immigrants, because you just carry work on your head. You have not finished eating. You are sending money to build house at home. Please take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. That's the best thing you can do for yourself, right? Don't. I know you want to save money, you want to, but at what expense? So please just prioritize your health and your mental health, because if anything happens to you, the world will move on. I used to work as well Mondays to Sundays, but it did not end well for me. It affected my health. I found myself in the hospital. The stress was too much, and like, it doesn't make sense. So I'm telling you from a place of, what's the point of you work, and then you now go and put yourself in one kind of bad health crisis when you're not physically fit, when you're not physically okay, mentally okay. It doesn't serve you. So please protect your health, protect your mental health. We always hear the concepts that time is money, time is money. And I think the UK really made me understand. You'll see somebody resting, they're sleeping on a Saturday, but in their mind, they're thinking, this one where they sleep. She are not supposed to pick extra shifts like this. You can't even rest, because every minute is money, money, money. You see, people are not at home on Christmas Day. They've gone to work. Christmas, New Year, because even on those days, they will say they will pay you double. So where was that double that you could not pay me all this while? And then you see people, you can't, even on Christmas Day, you can't even stay at home. You will not start asking yourself, waiting be Christmas? Now there they start to. From waiting be Christmas, waiting be my birthday, waiting be my... Then one day you wake up and you ask yourself, please, what am I living for? I can't even celebrate little things, because I'm always thinking about money. So the UK way of working, I don't know, just the way they work. Like, we're very hardworking in Nigeria, but when we get to the UK, it feels like all the work we've been doing in Nigeria is child's play. all the standing, the cold, just everything. The way they work is very intense. The odd hours. I remember when I was working in hospitality, sometimes I'll close by 2 a.m. I know that, there are certain jobs that require shifts like that, but I just could not get used to it. That shift life. Do you know what's ironic? When I first got to the UK, I was happy that so I can just wake up on a Monday morning and decide I'm not going anywhere. I was used to the whole Monday to Friday hustle. And I thought it was amazing that you could actually choose to not work on a Monday and then, start your work from Thursday, maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But I think the more that I stayed there, the more I'm like, no, no way. I don't think I want to be at work on a Saturday evening or a Sunday evening. Like, it's just, it's a lot. The way they work is just very different from what we're used to. Nigerians work hard, but over there, I don't even know if to say they work harder, but they work different. In most of the places that I worked, I experienced this thing where they don't want to get that vibe from you that you're just coming to work, get your money and go home. It kind of offends them. They want drama. They've been wired to expect drama at work. That's from my experience. So, like, everything can be peaceful. Before you know it, one gas goes from nowhere. They'll just start saying one thing that's causing one drama. I'm like, is it that people don't like peace? You're just used to having drama. I remember a manager that I worked with. That man genuinely loved drama. He loved drama among the employees. It was like for his own entertainment. He would literally do things to stir up, to turn people against each other and stir up drama against co-workers. And when he noticed that I was no longer working, he now started like, you guys cannot be standing here and talking. You guys cannot be. Now start attacking that personal relationship. You leave your communication. If you want to talk to each other, you talk to each other after the shift, blah, blah, blah. But before, he never had a problem with it. When he found out that we had clocked his game and what he was doing, and nobody wanted to fight anymore. Like, we're not your toys. Like, why are you instigating? When he now saw that we're having solidarity, when he does something to one of us will tell everybody. Everybody will now start giving him, like, he will feel it. And then so from then on, he started like discouraging us interacting with each other. He's always like, oh, focus on your work, focus on your work. But that never used to be a problem before. Today he will say, oh, he has sacked this supervisor. He wants to make one of us supervisor. Tomorrow he will come and meet the other one and say, I think you're going to be a better supervisor than this person. It's not even the kind of job that you give notice and quit. People just quit. Maybe the day they can't take it anymore, they just quit. He had many, not even a chef, many chefs that just came to work normally. Something happened, they just dropped their thing and said, I'm done. He has had waitresses that quit during the shift. Just like, I can't do this anymore. I actually opened that restaurant with that guy. Like, it was a new restaurant and we're like the pioneer staff. And because I was doing it as a part-time job. I started it full-time, but when I saw the way it was going, that was when I moved into teaching. And I started doing it part-time. Even the part-time, I would come and I would just see the way things are going. And I'm like, this man, the way you're running this place, people were just quitting left, right, and center. Recently, I Googled it. That restaurant doesn't exist anymore. They've closed it down. And you know what is weird? The owner has about 5 more restaurants scattered in London. So it's not the owner. It is something that they didn't do wrong. They are trying to blame the location, or the location wasn't good. But when we opened, people came. It was packed that we couldn't even handle the orders. The kitchen was sweating. So it's not about the location. It's just the way he ran that place. It's just someone that likes drama. He does not like peace. I'm saying, everybody's just, why is everywhere like this? Everywhere is boring. And I'm just like, so peace is boring to you now? And there are many of them like that. They just like drama for their own entertainment. That's why when I see colleagues fighting each other, I'm always looking at that. People don't have sense. You let the problem to come and be fighting each other. This person that you are fighting is also like you, coming to work as well. The main people that are your problem, you left them, and people now focused on each other, and then they are watching you like they're watching wrestling match, and you two, you are fighting, you are entertaining them, you are allowing yourself to be used. Focus on the real problem. That's my problem with workplace. So some people will be fighting you, and you're looking at it that, what are you fighting me for? Am I the one paying you? Am I the cause of your problem? This energy, can you not even channel it to the right place? But I think it's just the way a lot of people are wired over there. Maybe to spice up, because that place can be very boring. So sometimes I'm like, maybe there's nothing going on in this person's life that they need to come to work and create drama to entertain themselves. But that's very pathetic. If you need drama to entertain yourself, actually feel sorry for you. I do. I didn't do like a proper corporate job, so I don't know how it is, but I'm sure it's the same drama that they go through. If you work a corporate job, like you can comment, drop a comment below. Let me know, is it the same, or does all of this drama only happen on the lower level? Maybe because we're like on the bottom. All these jobs I've mentioned are like lower level jobs. So maybe it's different in corporates, but I don't think so. I feel like it will even be more, or maybe in a different way. I can imagine the drama that goes on in corporates, especially those kind of careers where people have a lot to gain and a lot to lose. I'm sure it will be more, I'm sure it will even be more ruthless than just normal part-time jobs. Some of your colleagues, their own is to be correcting you when manager is passing, even though nothing is wrong, just to prove a point. They will say, oh, this thing, me and you have been sitting here since you didn't say anything was wrong. Once a manager or supervisor passes, that's when you remember that, oh, there's something you want to correct. And if at that moment you know that nothing is wrong with what you've done, make sure that you correct that impression. Don't let it slide, because it's going to create an impression in the mind of that manager that you don't know what you're doing, and then that person knows. So correct it immediately, like scatter it. Don't let that impression stick. If they say, oh, why have you put and you did not do, you say, you reply immediately that I did not do it, I don't know what you're talking about. They will end up feeling embarrassed. Don't let them get away with it. Don't now wait for the person to go, and then you now start saying, oh, why did you say that? Oh my, it has already gone. You've already created an impression in the mind of your manager. And also, if anything that has to do with your integrity is being attacked, don't joke with it. Oh, do not joke with it. Anything that calls to question your character, your integrity, your morals, don't even keep. That's not the time to keep quiet. British culture or no British culture, that is not the time to keep quiet. Like, you have to defend yourself. You have to clear that thing immediately. If not, it lingers. It will just stay on you, whether it's true or not. It will just become something that stains you and something that affects you. So I worked in a nursery, right? That was the last job I did before coming back. And nuts are not allowed in the nursery. I think it's a UK thing because of allergies. Allergies are a very serious issue. Like, children can land in the hospital. Not even children, even adults. Like, the two industries that I worked in, hospitality and teaching, allergies, they don't joke with allergies. So nuts are not allowed. And I think I had something in my bag that had nuts. I didn't buy it for school. I think I had already bought it for something else, and it was just in my bag. So, when you're just bored, I was sitting in the break room, it was break time, and then I was just, and I said, these things in my bag, and I started eating it, completely forgetting that nuts are not allowed. And there was this lady there that was watching me. She didn't say anything to me, not even, why are you having nuts? Nuts are not allowed. Did you forget that nuts are not allowed? Nothing. She watched me. She sat down there, said nothing. Then when my break was over, I now carried my bag and started going downstairs. I realized she was coming downstairs with me at the same time. I'm like, because our breaks are different times, so why are you leaving the break room like right now? I didn't know that this girl was going to a manager's office to go and report that, oh, Ruth had something that had nuts in it. And I was looking at her like, well, me and you were sitting down there like, nah, men's, I don't understand. Anyway, she went to report to the supervisor. That one now called me. Like, oh, what happened? I said, oh, I totally forgot. She was like, oh, no problem. Just make sure that you wash your hands. And while I was talking to the supervisor, she was not trying to button the way I just ignored her. After that day, even good morning, she not see for my mouth, because, like, why couldn't you have told me? That was not necessary. What you did was not necessary, but that's how they roll. That's how they like to report. They like to, even what they can correct, they'll say no, they have to tell management. And like I said before, they don't keep the same energy when it comes to each other. Where is that same energy when your friend also does something that is against the law or against the policy? All of you will sweep it under the carpet. You don't report each other. So it's not genuine. It just feels like witch hunting. Like, so, and then when you now start to ignore them, they're looking at you like, oh, she doesn't like me. They don't know what they did. And I'm like, be for real. Like, be for real. But this one, I like how she just respected herself. She too, when she saw that I was not greeting her, she just started minding her business. It was only when she now heard that I was leaving, she now said, oh, I heard that you're leaving. I said, yes, so I'm leaving. No, it's not that time people now try to form like your friendly familiarity. I don't care. It's your character that you showed me from day one that I will put in my head. I don't need your last minute, we're gonna miss you. It's not genuine. So I just didn't bother about her. But that's just like what people go through on a daily basis. Like, imagine things like that happening to you day in, day out. And it's just very tiring. Very tiring. When you start a job, make sure that you know who is who in that company. Understand the policies of the company so that somebody will not use you to shine. And so that you will not be you will not be attaching unnecessary importance to people that don't deserve it. So take your time to find out, who is my boss? who is on the same level with me, who is technically maybe not on my level but is not my boss. I don't report to this person. You need to know all those things. If not, they will use you. They will they will just, if you put your head down, they will just step on it. So understand who is who in your company, understand the company policies. Don't be ignorant, because it's when you don't know the company policies, people will keep bullying you. Somebody will be telling you what you're doing is wrong, but you're like, I didn't know, But if you are sure of the policies, you say no, according to the policy, this. They will know not to mess with you. But if they know that you are not really sure what you're doing, they will be attacking you, they'll be bullying you. So if you get to a new company, try and read the policies, understand the in and out of everything that guides that company, and understand the in and outs of your duties. If there's anything that you don't understand, ask questions, so that tomorrow when somebody wants to switch it for you, you'll say no. Oh, we need you to do this. No, I'm not, that's not my job, that's not in my job description. Because if you're just saying yes to everything they ask you, oh, do this one, do this, because I used to be like that, me too, I did not know. Oh, can you do this? I'll say yes. Can you do that? They will use you. So you have to understand your role, understand the company that you're in, know who is who, and attach the right level of importance to the right people. One good workplace culture shock that I experienced was that managers and supervisors actually get their hands dirty. They actually work. Unlike Nigeria, where when they say someone is a manager, it just gives that impression that they sit down and they just tell people what to do. These ones, they work. They might not work as much as you. When I was working in hospitality, my manager will get behind the bar. He will make drinks. He will serve food. He will carry food from the kitchen to the table. Manager. So nobody is above working. Like, so when you see your manager working, so who are you? Who are you to not work? You will work. And that's the thing I like about them. They actually lead by example. Even when I was working in the school as well, you would see managers who leave their office. They don't just sit down. They have office, so they can sit down there. They will leave the office. They will go round all the rooms, checking, is everything okay? Do you need an extra hand? When they don't have anybody to deploy there, they will stay there. I've seen managers waiting with children because there's no staff. They will stay there, they will wait. So that was a very good shock that I experienced. The fact that everybody works, right? You might work more because obviously that's your job. They're just there to manage you, but they actually get their hands dirty. They actually work. I already mentioned this one in a previous video, but I'll just add it because it's very important at work. Punctuality. They dislike lateness. Like, just don't be late. Try as much as you can to not have a reputation for lateness. You can easily lose your job just by being an habitual latecomer. They don't like lateness at all. And then when you are late, always communicate it. Let somebody know that you're going to be late. They're just very punctual people. Punctuality is a very important trait as a worker. If you lack punctuality, you're going to have a hard time at work. And I also want to add this. Another reason why I'm emphasizing that you acquire cultural capital and you learn the ways of the British people is that when you are the odd one at work, when you are the odd one that people don't like or people don't really relate with, you are going to get the short end of the stick. That means every job that nobody wants to do, the worst things, the hardest things, the things that require, maybe you to leave that premises and go somewhere else, you are the one that will be doing everything. They will be sending you because the idea is that nobody will miss you. Nobody even talks to you anyway. So if you are gone, nobody will miss you, right? So you will always get the short end of the stick. That's what I'm saying. Make sure that you're not that person. Make sure that you learn how to relate with people. Last but not the least, job hopping is not necessarily a bad thing. So if you are at that workplace or you work for that company and you don't like it, apply for another job. Don't be lazy. Don't stay there and be crying mental health, be crying, oh, they are bullying me, blah, 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 blah. Apply for another job. The only reason I can make this video is because I wasn't afraid. I was moving from job to job. I did not care. I'm not going to stay in one place and then just be there crying, going to work and my heart to be up. I don't know how to live like that. So once I see that this place is no longer good for me, I carry my bag and I go. Job hopping is not as bad as people make it seem. When you say, oh, I've been working with this company for 10 years. Okay, good. But in the grand scheme of things, what does it really mean? If that company wants to dispose you today, they will not care about that 10 years. They will dispose you. So as a person, you too, use your own initiative. Like, if you know that you're not enjoying a job and the money is not even all that great and then you're not going through different drama, just start applying for another job. What I would advise is that don't leave your job before finding another one. So while you're at that job, be applying for another job. And then when you have your interview, just call in sick, go for your interview. So don't resign from your job until you've gotten another one, right? But please don't stay at a job just because you are trying to be employee of the year. Oh, I worked there for 15 years. We go call Igwe, make you organize our word for you. Even moving around actually helps me, because every time I would move, my pay would go up. So, and even it's like upward mobility. So if you're not, it's very rare that somebody will leave a job and then go and do something less, except the person is not serious. I don't understand why you would do that to yourself. So most times when you leave a job, you are getting into an even better one with more pay. So don't be afraid to move. Don't be afraid to move around, right? You only live once. Explore, try different things, try different places. Maybe you just might find a company that you'll fit into, or an organization that you would fit into. That is the end of my video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's a long one, but thank you for sticking around. Make sure you like, you share, and subscribe. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.